I was feeling super angry this morning, a few minutes ago. What made me angry? Technology. What else? That's what sends me most of the times into rage. And it feels so awful. It feels so awful as this energy that feels so awful in my body. And I just want to get it out of there. And I end up yelling and cussing and just raging against the machine, right? Rage against the machine. And as I was trying to sit with it and just feel it, try to find it in my body and feel, what does this feel like? It was really hard. It's the hardest one for me to sit with. I'm better at sitting with all the other feelings than anger, because anger doesn't want to sit. Anger wants to go out and blow up things and explode. So I was sitting with that feeling inside me, and some of the words that were coming out were, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to deal with this. I hate this. And it felt like, it feels like everything's against me. The world is against me. Well, that's kind of true. Because the world that we've come into here, the matrix, is all about limitation. It's all about stopping you. It's all the limitation that makes us so angry, that we're not used to. Because in the higher realms, we're unlimited. And here, we're totally limited. And it makes us so angry. And I realized that every time I get angry, it's me saying, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in limitation. But I realized I had this sense. It's like that anger was me, like a child, pushing to, wanting to get away, wanting to push away what I didn't like. And then I was trying to connect with my higher self, to bring the love in and to understand what was happening. And I realized that my higher self was holding my inner child, the one with the anger, and that what the inner child was pushing against was actually the love holding her in this place, saying, I know you don't like it, but we have to go through this. You have to stay here. You can't leave. We have to stay here. I'm here. I'm holding you. I'm going to be with you and get you through all of this. But if you're not aware of me, you're going to think you're alone. And what you're pushing against is actually the thing that's holding you here, because we've agreed to go through this. And when we get here, we don't like it because it doesn't feel good. And so it's like I closed my eyes and I could see, I even put my arms around myself and I was holding myself. And I closed my eyes and I was seeing my higher self, my loving self, holding the little one who just wants to fight, who wants to get away. And I remembered the fits that my granddaughter used to throw when she was little, and just royal fits where she used to be so angry. And I could envision that when she was throwing those fits, it was like she was trying to smash the reality that she found herself in because she didn't want to deal with it. And none of us do. None of us do. It makes perfect sense that we feel this anger when we come into this place because it's just a tight squeeze. It's just a suit that limits all the greatness of our spirit into this tiny little body. And it feels awful. It feels awful. And yet, what are we here to do? We're here to surrender to this birth canal, this tight squeeze, this constriction, because we have to go through it in order to emerge and transcend this reality. And the anger makes us want to turn around and go back, but we can't do that. And feeling that way only makes it worse. And we have to take the anger and just push forward instead of trying to go back, instead of trying to break the mirror that's in front of us, and instead of trying to break the system that we find ourselves in, instead of smashing it. We're here to push forward, to find the transcendence, to submit, to accept, to acknowledge, to surrender into it so that we can move through it and out of it and bring all the beautiful energy that we've come to bring. If we go back, if we leave, we can't do that. We can't bring what we came here to bring. We can't bring all that greatness and that beauty and that powerful, radiant light that we are. We can't bring it into this world to transform it if we don't stay here. So that love, my loving higher self, is holding the lower self, saying, I'm sorry, honey. I know it feels horrible, but we have to stay. You can't leave. But if you keep pushing forward, it'll get better. We'll find release. So then I was thinking about depression. I was thinking about how a lot of the time in my life that when the anger sees that it can't get its way, that then I feel sad and sadness, but sadness and the depression, which is just sort of like prolonged sadness, is part of the process that leads to surrender. Feeling sad and depressed is actually a step on the way to surrender. It's a good thing. And it's always felt better to me than anger. Anger can feel good if you use it to push forward. But anger most of the time just feels horrible to me. So usually for me, that goes into sadness and depression, which is a kind of giving up. And what is surrender? Surrender involves giving up. It involves giving up the fight. It involves giving up trying to change the things that don't want to change, that you're just butting heads with. And sometimes it feels like giving up on life, giving up on everything. But it's not really that, because there's the light inside me is never going to give up. It doesn't know what that is. The light never gives up. But the lower self does have to give up. It has to give up control. It gives up the fight. It gives up trying to change what it's not meant to change or what can't be changed at that moment. So then as I feel the sadness, again, it's a sadness about how things are here. It's sad. I feel sad. But as I feel sad, I cry tears. And I begin to accept the fact that I'm here, the fact that I don't feel good, the fact that the world isn't what I want it to be. And as I feel the sadness of that, it begins to open up space in me. And that space is the place where joy can arise. And in the past, I was sometimes depressed for a long time because I would stay in that place. But eventually, it opened things up, and I would feel better, and I would begin to live again. Now, most of the time, sadness or depression lasts very briefly for me because now I know how to move through it. Now I know what it's doing for me. Now I know that it's just a step along the way to abundance and joy. And as my higher self steps in to communicate with my lower self, with my inner child, and to help her feel the things she's feeling and know that she's not alone in that, then my higher self can bring the joy that she knows that she is, that she's connected to in the all that is. This was a very powerful lesson for me this morning. It has given me a more expanded understanding of anger. All is well. And I will continue moving in the direction of joy today as I surrender to the limitations that arise in my life each day, move through them, and embody my higher self more and more of the time, in more of my life each day.